evening, America. Welcome back to another Friday on Break the Machine podcast. As we have continued to do, we are bringing as many J6ers on the show to tell their stories and make sure that they're no longer silenced. We can no longer depend on the Marxist state media. Legacy media is dead, and we have to make sure that we continue to use our platforms to make sure that these patriots can get out there and tell their stories and make sure that this history is never forgotten and this never happens. This stuff that they went through never happens to American citizens ever again. Um, you know, with that said, let me take care of a few admin things, and then I will bring Reddaywalker. And tonight we have Josh Pruitt, who's hanging out with us, and he's going to be with us tonight to tell his story and let you know his point of view on things that are going on and the things that he's going through right now. So we need to make sure that we continue to support these patriots the best we can. At the top of the chats for both Rumble and YouTube, there is a buy me a coffee. If you'd like to support the channel, please do. And don't forget to click the Discord so that we can get going and we can have these discussions continuously outside of the show. With that, without further ado, let's bring in Reddaywalker and Josh Pruitt. Hey, Josh, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you coming on to share your voice tonight with us, brother.
Of course.
So like we started with everybody else. You can tell us your story is actually interested from what you told us backstage. Um, if you want to start with January 5th, go
I
ahead there,
mean,
then get into January
I
6th.
think I probably want to start maybe two rallies before, just a little bit of
Okay.
background. Is so I got introduced to the Proud Boys at the November rally. And basically the way that happened is I went there just to support Trump and, be there for the movement. I ran into some pretty interesting people. I ran into Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum, took a picture with him, kept walking down Pennsylvania Avenue towards Capitol. And there was some Antifa down there that they were behind police. Um, they were being aggressive towards everybody as normal and, just whatever. So they kind of picked me out of the crowd. At the time, I was a 245, 250 pound bodybuilder. And, not for nothing physically, I was a problem. So they started heckling me because they knew they were behind police and nothing was going to happen. Anyway, I left it alone. I walked away, walked back down the street, end up at a bar, sitting there having a drink and a shot. And I guess Antifa followed me. So basically, when that happened, I walked outside because I just didn't really give a fuck and was kind of like, whatever. It was about six or seven of them. And they started to jump me. And then Enrique and a few of his homeboys came out of nowhere and basically kept me from getting jumped. And that was my introduction to the Proud Boys. So, months later, um, I'm with Enrique and all the other guys, and at the time I'm still being vetted. January 6th, I'm technically not a Proud Boy. I actually don't even get sworn in until the 20th of that month after I've been indicted. And so my January 5th was I had a few other vetted Proud Boys that came into town. I had an apartment in DC. So a few of them came through, left a few things at my house. They were keeping an apartment over at the Hamilton, which is one of the main hotels where a lot of the patrons were staying at, pretty close to the White House. We went there, hung out through the night, and then just kind of got ready for the morning time. Um, One of the main pictures that, if you Google me, that comes up is me holding the AR-15, staying on top of a Black Lives Matter banner, and that was taken in my apartment the night before, which is just also part of the whole narrative part of it. It's not that we didn't even have guns. I mean, I knew people that had plenty of guns, and nobody brought them to the Capitol because it was never the plan. In these Telegram conversations that we were having with other Proud Boys, nobody was talking about going in the Capitol. Nobody was talking about anything like that. We were talking about peacefully protesting. A lot of the maybe talk about stuff happening had nothing to do with actually protesting at the Capitol. It had to do with what normally happened at nighttime at these rallies. What would happen at nighttime at these rallies is Antifa and BLM would come out and they would attack patriots. They wouldn't attack people like you and me. They were attacking women and children. So the Proud Boys were, I mean, we were basically the security for that. Obviously, DC, very liberal city. So the cops were told to stand down. They were getting sprayed with urine bottles by these Antifa and everything else, and they couldn't do anything. Well, we could, so we would slide through and handle business. So we thought January 6th was going to be the same thing. We thought it was going to be a very peaceful day, which it was until we got down to the Capitol, and it was peaceful even down there. And honestly, the Capitol Police were the antagonizers. And most of it is, people were down there singing, enjoying themselves, walking around with the flags. There was literally food trucks right beside the Capitol. Um, so it's like, why would you have that set up if you thought there was going to be some riot? It doesn't make any sense. And again, everything was peaceful, and then it just became not peaceful. But it became not peaceful on their end, not on our end. I ended up going around the other side of the Capitol, climbing through the scaffolding, and going in a door that was being held open. Um, when I was inside, basically, we came into the rotunda, and there was an area in there. I mean, there's some videos of me arguing with the cop in there, but the reason why I was arguing with the cop is because he was inciting more violence with the Patriots. Almost he was trying to get somebody to swing on him. And again, we're in this Capitol, and I feel like half of them like know what's going on, Capitol Police, and then half of them have no idea what's going on. So like half of them were like completely in on it. Um, the ones that weren't, I mean, there were Capitol Police taking pictures with us and different things to that extent. I asked one of the Capitol Police officers when I was there if I'm allowed to be in the building, and the response I got was like, "Yeah, just don't break anything." So I mean, at that
Right.
point, why should I feel that I need to turn around and leave? And from there, we end up in that area where I was getting into it with the one officer. Um, he ended up gassing everybody. And from there, a lot of the Patriots kind of went forward. I mean, probably just trying to get out the gas. I got out of that room and kind of kept moving. I ended up coming into another area where a cop had one of the Patriots down on the ground. Um, for whatever reason, I walked up to him. I verbally got into it with that cop too. Now, again, verbally, I wasn't charged with any violence. The cop let him up and let him go on his way. But the part where they really were going to try to railroad me, well, I mean, they railroaded me anyway, is I went down a hallway and Schumer was there with his Secret Service team. They had just walked out of an office and they
Mm.
grabbed Schumer, they rushed him to a door and locked me out of it. Um, these Secret Service agents, they went on the media and everything. They said that I was going to attack them and all this. And I mean, I was 30 feet away from these guys. There was four Secret Service. I didn't say anything to Schumer. I didn't say anything to a Secret Service. I didn't speed up. I didn't do anything. When they went through the door, I didn't even keep walking down the hallway. I turned around and left. So again, just BS narrative that they were trying to push on us. Um, and I go a little deeper into it in the book, and I've done a lot of these interviews actually, and I talk about different stuff in all of them, just depending. I was in the building for a total of I don't know 45, 55 minutes, and I got 55 months, so I pretty much got a month per you know for a minute I was there, which is ridiculous considering I didn't do much of anything. Um, the one thing that I did do when I was in there, which I do regret, but I mean it was kind of spur of the moment is when I did get gassed, I walked into another room. There was a sign on the floor that was in the way. It was like a be quiet sign. And I picked it up and moved it out the way. Unfortunately, I moved it out the way over my head because I was irritated. I just gotten gassed for no reason. But I mean, other than that, I mean, yeah, I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't, break any windows. I didn't go into offices and, steal stuff. I mean, I didn't do any of that. And really like even the people that I did hear that did that kind of stuff. I mean, I kind of think they were just planted in there to do it anyway. And you definitely at least have people planted in there that were antagonizing other people to do stupid stuff. You would
Right.
even hear like somebody would say something stupid like "Let's do this, let's do that," and people would yell, "He's a Fed,"
Yeah.
because patriots aren't going to do that. Nor are they going to, get into it with the police officers. I mean, we come from a back to blue community. We're not going to attack
Yeah.
cops. It's not what we're into. So again, I mean, that day went pretty crazy. When I left, we get down the street. And we ended up passing this cigar shop by Harry's. Harry's used to be kind of known as the Proud Boy Bar. It apparently is closed now. I think after all the J6 stuff happened, basically DC boycotted it and made them get shut down, which is ridiculous. Um, and I got arrested that night for curfew. Go figure. Um, I was outside of the Hamilton of the hotel that we were staying at, keep in mind, and I just get tackled by like 12 cops. Thrown into a paddy wagon, taken down to DC jail. And an hour later, somebody pulls me out of the line, and these are non-uniformed officers, FBI agents. I don't know what they are, but they take me into a room and they show me a video of myself in the Capitol on a laptop. And I guess from then I kind of knew it was kind of game over.
Right.
They didn't even actually indict me at that point. The next day they let me out on the curfew thing and told me they'd be in contact with me. And then I find out I got indicted. Um, when they did let me out, I knew something was wrong because they didn't give me my phone back. And they said they were keeping it for evidence. So kind of at that point, I knew it was going to go downhill. And next thing
Yeah.
you know, I'm indicted on like 8 charges. The the worst of them being violent acts inside of a federal building, which I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means I walked too fast or what. Because I mean, again, I didn't hurt anybody or even remotely get close to hurting anybody inside there. Um, that got dropped relatively quickly because again, it was such a joke charge. But I ended up having to plea out to obstruction of an official court proceeding, which, if you read the way that charge reads, it reads, I would have had to have tampered with evidence or tamper with a witness, which are clearly two things that I did not do inside that building at all. So it was just something that held 20 years. They were threatening a lot of us with decades in prison. Um, and it wasn't going to be a juror of my peers, it was going to be a juror of their peers. A lot of people try to get changes of venue. That wouldn't have worked for me because I lived in DC, but a lot of people that they should have been able to get that couldn't get it either. It got denied every single time. Um, so they knew that they had us by the balls, basically. They have a 100% conviction ratio on the J6ers. There was no way you were going to beat it. The only thing they were going to do is villainize you in the trial process. So I had at the time a 8 and a almost 10-year old. Now they're almost 12 and almost 14. And I thought about my kids. So I ended up taking the stupid obstruction charge that my lawyer was telling me I was going to get 24 months for worst case scenario. And at that point, I'd already been in for, I don't know, 10, 11 months. And they're telling me all this stuff about, oh, you're going to get a halfway house, you're going to do this. You're probably only going to do like 8 more months in prison. And then I go to sentencing. And one thing that I did do the little bit of time that I was out on the street, I went on CNN, I went on HBO, I went on ITV News. I ran my mouth. I said the election was stolen the whole time, including in my sentencing. I told them I still thought the election was stolen. And
Right.
I just stuck by my guns on it. I just wouldn't bow down, and that's what they wanted me to do, and I wouldn't do it. So when I go to sentencing, they give me 55 months, and
On top of
again,
you've already been in 11 months, now they're giving you an additional 55.
well, I know, I mean, the 55 would be included in that, but I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, that was the sentencing, but again, I mean, for over 4.5 years, and so DC is a very liberal city. Obviously, there are people getting 8 and 9 years for murder charges in DC, and they're giving somebody like me 4.5 years for walking in a building and maybe destruction of property at worst. But I mean, that was the two-tier justice system that we were dealing with.
Right.
They sent me to a very violent prison. I ended up at Beckley FCI in West Virginia, which is one of the more violent federal prisons in the country. There's only two federal prisons in the country that hold MS-13. We were one of them. So it was a very gang ran prison. It was MS-13, Bloods, Crips, um, whatever you could think of. And I mean, not for nothing. I mean, people got murdered while I was there. People got raped while I was there. People got stabbed on a daily basis. People were going out in body bags from overdosing on fentanyl. It was, I mean, it was a rough place,
Right.
when you got to that prison, the guards told you straight up, that you're better off getting caught with a knife than getting caught without one. I mean that came from the guards. So I mean, you know what you're walking to at
Right.
that point. Um, I personally only got in one fight while I was in prison, and it was minor, but it was. I mean, you could tell they were setting me up for this. It was with a cellie. They put me
Right.
in with a cellie that was he spoke no English, and go figure he was an enforcer for the Mexican mafia. So, needless to say, when he found out who I was and why I was there, he did not like me very much.
Right.
Um, so we ended up getting into it. He swung on me, and shit just didn't end up well for him. And we weren't cellies after that, obviously. But I mean, again, like that was the situation I was in. So I mean, it was rough.
Yeah, it seems like the MO, especially coming out of DC, is obviously you will never get a jury of your peers there. And the judges are all corrupt. They all, the even the so-called public defenders not doing their jobs. It just seems like the marching orders that they got from the DOJ, which now it's a different administration. Um, Biden's in power now. Is their marching orders right from day one seem to be like, we're gonna go after these guys. We're gonna get them on all kinds of fluffed up charges that don't even equate to what actually happened. And we tell people all the time, Scott and I always telling people that, especially when you guys come on, is that what they did to you was meant to scare us.
Of
Okay, it was
course.
intentionally done.
Oh
It was
yeah.
intentionally done to not only punish you guys, to take your homes, take your money, break up your families, do everything they can to absolutely, torture you guys in jail like they were doing, with the solitary confinement and all that other stuff, and constantly taking your food from you and everything, not taking care of you medically. But it was there was enough of it that was broadcasted to the general populace. Obviously, we didn't see in detail, and we're only getting these details now that you guys come on these shows to talk to us. But it was meant for us to look at what was happening to you guys and say to us that if you guys step out of line, we're going to do the same shit to you guys that we're doing to
Yeah.
them. So um it's definitely a scare tactic to the general populace. And I told you behind the scenes that we can't ever let this fucking happen to you guys ever. This can't happen to another American citizen ever again.
It
Scott, you
was
had something?
definitely, it was definitely to try to make sure nobody else would do it again, but it was also to scare us too. I mean, I think they sent us certain places and hoped that we would get out of prison, tuck our tails, and run. And prison might have broke some people, but honestly, it just pissed me off. I came out just angrier, and I want some get back. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I want some get back. I mean,
They
I
pissed
just
off
want the
everybody.
people in shackles that put us in shackles. I
Right.
mean,
They,
that's what should happen.
they went
Um,
after everybody after you guys. Like you were just the first step. Then because right at that time that was when COVID was going on,
yeah,
and they literally, I'm not even exaggerating. They were throwing priests in prison for holding mass. People were getting arrested for going to the gym. They were they started arresting anybody that was like a peaceful protest, outside of an abortion clinic.
yeah,
They
I saw a lot of
violated
the
so many.
abortion stuff.
Oh my God! I mean,
Yeah.
you name a what do you call it? You name a constitutional right, and the last 4 years they definitely violated it on a mass scale in the country. I've never seen more rights violated with people's right to
Yeah.
due process. Just they were the free speech was fired was attacked. Second Amendment was attacked. People's right to fair jury was attacked. It's everything. Go down the whole list, and it's just it's the most shameful time I can ever think of. And I'm 50 now. I can't think of another time I've ever been more ashamed of this country than what we went through the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And it started with you guys.
Yeah. A big
Yeah, I
part of
mean, we got to watch it through the news and stuff. I mean, we saw up it was on the street. Just especially with like the abortion stuff at the clinics
Mhm.
and what they were doing to those guys. They just, I mean, they came after everybody, and like even with the January 6 people. So obviously there was just a little over 1,500 of us. Well, they were talking about there being close to 2,500 by the time the statute of limitation came up. So I mean, at that
Yeah.
point, I mean, who are you charging? You're charging anybody that was in the DC area that day that was a Trump supporter at that point.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, they
Yeah.
were just going for
They were
blood
going after people
basically.
who left DC. They were
Yeah,
showing up
Yep.
at people's homes for years.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were going after people who never even showed up, who weren't
Well, I
even
mean,
there. Who,
they got people like Enrique, and Enrique wasn't even
yeah,
there, and
yeah. They got
just
him on
it
a
was such
tweet.
a joke. I mean, I was in the messages with them in the Telegram, and there was no plot, there was no plan, there was no seditious conspiracy. It was all bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we know now. Some of us have been saying this. Scott and I will tell you that. Scott he has a bigger influence than I do on social media, and he's been doing it a little bit longer than I. But he says it all the time. Like when every time that he got videos of the day as things were happening, days, weeks, even months, later, they would constantly take his stuff down. Right.
Yeah,
So like, he was trying to get the information out of what was really
Constantly.
happening and what really happened, because there was a lot of obviously there's a ton of video that was out there, but they suppressed the shit out of
Hmm.
that, and
Oh yeah.
the things that were happening to you guys was one of the reasons why I opened my mouth up, and started my
Yeah.
channel last year. It was just enough was enough. I swore an oath on two separate occasions, to protect the Constitution against enemies foreign and domestic, including with a combat tour. So for me, watching what was happening to you guys and seeing the Constitution absolutely getting shredded from within, okay, it was like I had enough. And it wasn't just me. Obviously, a lot of people at this point, especially last year leading up into the election, had enough. We were just done with it,
yeah,
and you guys were a big part of, and what we saw, what was happening to you all was a big part of, why Trump got elected, and why, we maintained the House and why we actually won the Senate, because people don't want to see this shit happening ever again. Even people who were, in the beginning were like, well, there were some bad actors, and it got to the point where people were like, I don't even give a shit what anybody did,
yeah,
especially after the summer of love in 2020, when billions of dollars of destruction was happening across the nation. Okay, people literally were getting murdered. Okay, there was
yeah,
what, close to 40 murders, okay, that happened between BLM and Antifa. And then there was taking literally taking over blocks in cities and making
right.
no-go
Oh
zones.
yeah.
So like, we didn't want to hear it. We got to the
Did
point
you
I
we
mean,
didn't
did
want
you
to hear
see
it. We
that
in
just
from
wanted
I
to.
guess it
prison?
was in Portland. They lit that trash can on fire and tried to push it into the ice building. And again,
Yeah,
nobody's getting indicted, and the ones that did, they got bailed out.
They did
And
it everywhere.
charges
In
dropped. I mean, it's
Seattle,
just
they did it in Seattle. They did it in San Francisco. They did it in Philadelphia. Anywhere there
yeah,
was like a federal building, they were trying to set it on fire. I mean,
yeah,
yeah. I
Trump,
mean,
like
it was
in Trump's last
disgusting.
year, he had to go down into the bunker because of a fucking riot on the fucking steps. And did
yeah.
they have, how many arrests did they have that day?
Yeah.
None.
It's ridiculous.
And
The
anybody,
church
like
burned a
Josh said,
church down.
anybody that got picked up, they got tossed anyway. So it wasn't even a big thing, or they got bailed out.
I mean, they literally
Um,
had
you know,
GoFundMe's for their bail.
yeah,
And
They had
in a lot of our
politicians
cases, again, I
sending
got
money stuff.
arrested that day, which is kind of what saved my ass on getting out. But a lot of these guys never got bail or had a chance.
right,
And see, DC is no cash bail, so it's either they let you go or they don't.
right.
Um, there's no $1 million bail. There's no, it's not, that's not an option. It's either yes or no. Which is why a lot of them guys got kept. And
Yeah,
in DC jail, I mean, it's effed up. It's effed up in a different kind of way than the federal prisons, but it's effed up.
yeah. You're referencing what, the DC Gulag? Well, just
Yeah.
DC in general,
Mhm.
but the DC
No, the
Gulag.
gulag.
Yeah, yeah. That's aren't they still holding like three more? There's still three more people that are still there
Yeah.
that haven't been let out. Why they haven't been let out, I don't understand. At this point, there should be fucking National Guardsmen just breaking down doors, okay,
Yeah.
along with the marshals right behind them, and getting these people out, saying you violated an
So the
executive
marshals are
order.
the ones that run the DC jail, though.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know it
like
was
if you get
actually the
arrested
marshals.
in DC because it's not a state, it is
So it's not
marshals.
BOP. So it's
Yeah.
not BOP.
Yeah.
See, there you go. I didn't know that. I thought it was BOP because I knew it wasn't. It's a district. It's not a state or anything like that. So it's not run by
Yeah. When
by
you
any
go in
state or
there,
whatever.
it's not COs, it's marshals.
Mm. See, yeah, that I didn't know. Didn't know that. Learn something new every time we talk to one of you guys. Uh, but at this point, there should just be doors should be getting smashed open and everything like that, and people just let out.
Well,
It's
I mean,
just
then you got them trying to, lock people back up. Like, there's a guy named Dan Wilson. I don't know if you know who he is. He, I guess when they went to search his house, they ended up giving him a gun charge.
no.
And so now they're trying to lock him back up for the gun charge, saying it doesn't count part of the pardon.
But didn't Trump just
Because
sign
it's in the
something like
state.
a week or two ago?
I,
Didn't
I'm
he
not
sign
I'm
an
not
executive
sure.
order?
But
He's,
I mean, he's still fighting this case right now. He's been able to stay out of going back to prison so far.
he
Right.
said Trump signed something like not even exaggerating, like about a week and a half ago. It was an executive order that expanded his pardons to include gun charges that may have happened away from the Capitol.
Okay, well that's okay.
But I
That's
don't
probably why Dan hasn't had to turn himself in. Because I know at one
maybe
point, and it probably was before that got signed, he had a date that he was supposed to be turning himself in.
Mm.
he might have been the reason why Trump signed that bill because Trump probably saw what they were trying to do to some of them.
Probably.
Yeah, it just seems like it's nonstop abuse that's happening. Again, it's the Marxist state is they play the long game. In this country, they've been infiltrating us since the late 19th century, early 20th century, and they went rampant, especially the last 4 years. They dialed it up, and it's really up to us to we have to start smashing back, and none of these fuckers will learn until we start getting perp walks. And I understand that not everybody's gonna get locked up, right? I get it. It's just we want that. We really want to see people just get fucking everything destroyed, but
Yeah.
we have to do that too. We got to destroy people's lives the way they did to you guys, and these assholes will never understand. Okay, will never get it until they start getting a dose of their own medicine, right? They do it to other people, but they get away with it for so long, and we just got to start.
Well, I mean, they think they're
Something's got to
untouchable
happen.
because they think they're on the, they think being on the left is on the right side for all intents and purposes. And it's just, I mean, pretty much everything that they ever say that we're doing, you can almost verbatim know that that's exactly what the hell they're doing,
They're already doing it. Yeah,
you know?
Yes.
And that's why
Yep.
they accuse us of doing it. Rather it's stealing money or whatever else. Like, yeah, no, that's what you guys are doing. You guys are
Yeah.
money laundering. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So, all right, man, you got arrested. You're in jail for 11 months. Then they hit you with an additional 55. Um, I know you spoke on some of your experience. Um, did they, other than them, trying to fuck with you and put you in with somebody so that you guys can tear each other up and whatnot, any other shit? Because a lot of people were going through a lot of stuff. Um, while they were in jail.
I mean, I went through having to, watch my back on a daily basis. I mean, again, like it was just the normal thing to have a knife in there and stuff. To be honest, I never had a knife because I felt like I could handle myself physically enough. Um,
Right.
I see you just put my book up. So my book trumped up, not for nothing. I have a lot more to talk about prison than I ever will January 6th, because January 6th is one day.
Right.
I can only say so much about what happened that day. From prison standpoint, I got like four
Say.
chapters in that book about prison because I spent over 3 years in there. And I mean, it was a
Right.
hellhole and there was stuff happening on a daily basis. Um, like I was saying about the MS-13. So, and this just tells you from a classification standpoint how crazy it is. I worked in the kitchen for over a year and I'm working beside a dude from MS-13 that's in there for a double life sentence for chopping up and disposing of two bodies. Like, how do I deserve, or why should I even be in the same room as somebody like that? I mean, that's
Right.
just, it doesn't make any sense to me. And,
Right.
those are the kind of people I are around. I mean, murderers and drug dealers and everything else.
That's just, man. It's it's just mind-boggling. Again, like, and like they got you in there with freaking these like level 10,000 fucking criminals, okay, who've done some really really crazy shit, to even be where they're at. Were there any other J6s that you were serving with at, in your block and whatnot, or
Definitely not in my block. Not even in the prison until the last 4 months I was there. So the guy
Oh,
Dan
really?
Wilson that I was telling you about, he got
Yeah.
there about 4 months before we got pardoned. And he had been fighting it from the street the whole time. So I mean, hey, kudos to him.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, no, that was it. I mean, they didn't send anybody else where I was. It was an effed up spot. I don't know why they didn't send anybody. I mean, the prosecutor told me straight up they were going to railroad me. So I know they did what they could to get me put where I was at.
Right. Well, they wanted to put you in maximum security in a place where you can get murked. That's what it really was.
I
They
mean, yeah,
wanted to.
I really do believe they were hoping that something would happen to me. And
Right.
it just, whatever, it epically failed.
Well, I'm glad it did, man. You know, so if you want to speak a little bit about your book, man, obviously we want people to buy it, so we don't want to get too much into it, to ruin it. So let's, but if you want to, plug your book in, go ahead, man.
I mean, so yeah, I wrote a book called Trumped Up. Um, Somehow in hell, I wrote this in 53 days and dropped it because I've only been out of prison that long. And it goes into January 6th, obviously. It goes into prison, but it also even goes into my background and where I came from, how I grew up, just to kind of let people know like where I got my political beliefs from, where I came from, what I grew up around, what turned me into
Right.
whatever I turned into.
Right.
And I mean, one of the things that it'll tell in there that a lot of people, because everybody thinks that, we're privileged and all this. I grew up with two heroin addict parents. So there's nothing privileged about
Yeah.
me at all. I went through hell, uh, a good part of my life, but I still turned out relatively okay and
Yeah.
relatively
The whole privilege
successful.
thing.
Well, not
Yeah.
so
The whole
much
privilege
anymore,
thing.
but
We don't even
like
pay
I was
attention to
doing
that.
okay before prison. I mean, I was
Right.
on my feet. Um, Prison obviously crushed all that. I mean, the mass majority of us lost everything in prison. So, but I wrote the book because, part of it is I need to get back on my feet, and the other part of it was just I wanted to be able to, just like I'm talking on here, just give a very uncut raw, of everything, that nobody can shut down. You know,
Right.
you can't block it, can't do anything to it. I mean, you can hate on it all you want, but it is what it is.
Oh, the
Um,
haters are still out there, man.
I mean, they're
But
going to
every
be there. I
time.
mean, I've gotten you. You have to have thick skin at this. If you're on the right side of politics, you have no choice but to have thick skin,
True.
because the death threats are going to come. Like all of it comes. I mean, I've already went through plenty of that in the less than 2 months I've been out of prison. So, I
Right.
mean, getting doxxed, everything in the area I live in, which is a big reason why, like, I'm getting out of here to go to somewhere where I'm more celebrated than hated.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, please buy the book. It's long-winded, I'm not gonna lie. It's 292 pages. I was shooting for like 210 and it happened that way.
Yeah, well, America, just so you all know, there is a link for Josh's book in the description, along with his Instagram link and his link tree for his other social media. So all of that stuff is in the description. So please take a look at it. It's sold on Amazon right now. It looks like it's doing very well. Um, on Amazon, I think you were telling me about that and stuff. Like it's selling pretty good, which is
It's
good.
in it's in a number one spot of one of the categories. That's all I know.
Yeah, nice. Well, listen, anything you can get from this, you guys deserve a lot more. You've all lost everything. You guys
Yeah.
lost your families in many cases, uh, you know, wives, family members disowning you guys, friends, lifelong friends that you grew up with who knew you your whole life, all of a sudden don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
Obviously all the money, you guys have lost through the illegal fees and whatnot, losing your homes and stuff. Some of you guys now are still unemployed and homeless and everything like that, but fighting, and a hat gets tipped off to you guys for just not giving up, man. One of the things we say in the military all the time is stay in the fight. Never give up, and you guys are many of you have not given up, um, and we just. It's just you guys need something. Something needs to get done. I don't know what can be recouped, but you guys need to get some reparations. I firmly believe that from the bottom of my heart that we need to find a way to make that happen. But it won't happen until we start seeing some perp walks and we start seeing people's lives getting destroyed who put you guys through that, who destroyed all
Yeah.
your lives intentionally, by design. So it's just it's fucking
Well,
terrible shit, man.
it's just on that note, like, we talked about like the material stuff and all that, and but the one thing that all that can be replaced at the end of the day. But
Yeah.
so my used to be 8 and 10-year-old children who are almost teenagers now, I haven't talked to them in over 3 years. And that's not by my choice. Their mom is slightly crazy liberal. And, we weren't dating for years before January 6th, but I had them every weekend, every other weekend, depending on my schedule. And once I got locked up, she just stopped letting me talk to them. Now,
Right.
she hasn't told them anything. So they literally think that I just went and abandoned them and ran off. Um, yeah. And I mean, I've talked to her a few times since I've gotten out of prison, and the truth is, she says, "Well, we need to let him talk to a counselor before we bring him back." And it's like it has nothing to do with that. The reason why she's holding them from talking to me is because she knows she lied to them. And the second that they
Right.
talk to me and they find out that she lied to them, they're gonna be mad at her. And that's what she's hiding from right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. I'm really sorry that you have to go through that, being a father and everything. But just know that kids have a way of fucking learning things. Okay, they have a way of finding things out, when parents think that they're not learning about certain things and stuff. And just as I know you will be, when that time comes, they'll approach you and you'll
Yeah.
get your chance to talk to them and stuff like that, and let them know, hey, this is what really went down, and this is why. But that doesn't mean I didn't want to be there,
So it's like
and
I
stuff.
wouldn't be surprised if, like, again, my son's about to turn 14. So my
Right.
guess is he probably has some kind of social media, and
Yeah.
he's probably found out. However, their mom has indoctrinated them so much. I mean, like, before January 6th even happened, she was taking them to like BLM rallies and stuff.
Yeah.
So they are like, I remember when COVID was going on and me walking with them at school, and I was telling my son how stupid the masks are and stuff like that, and he just like got mad at me, because they've been indoctrinated.
Yep.
So I have no idea what she's putting in their head. They probably do know exactly where I was and probably think I don't know, maybe think I belong to be there because she told them that. I mean, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, you're getting some love from the you're getting some love from the chat. Uh, you know, that's Rogue Nina. She's one of our ride or dies here. She says that's criminal and shameful as fuck. So sorry, Josh. Parents should not use kids like that. They'll see through her bullshit. Yeah, exactly what I feel the same way, man. um they will, they'll come to you and listen, you're a level-headed dude, and you, with all the shit that you've been through, you still got your shit wrapped tight. And when that time comes, you'll be able to drop the real knowledge on them, and hopefully they'll figure it out that it wasn't you at all. uh
Yeah.
and and you guys will make amends at that with each other at that point. So just don't give up, brother.
I mean,
God's
I'm
got you,
I'm
man.
sure it'll come. I just, I'm hoping I'm not waiting for them to be adults for it to come, So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so what do you got going on now, brother?
I'm really just trying to, get my life back in order or whatever. I mean, I'm actually at about 9:30 tonight. I got a few more things to pack. I'm walking out this door and driving to the beach and moving there.
Right.
Because again, I was until tonight in liberal hell. I'm by two colleges. I'm by UNC and Duke, and
Yeah.
needless to say, I'm not very welcome around here. They've figured me out. They've doxed me. I went into two restaurants the other day that I'd never been in before in my life, and I got 10 feet in the door and was told I wasn't allowed in there. So I mean,
Mm.
they've totally figured
Who's
out
that?
who I am.
Straight fucking bullshit, man. That shit burns my ass, man. That just I I know that feeling of being in a place. I list in December. I left where I was at. I left the Marxist state for a free state, because I was just like, I can't do this anymore. One, I don't belong here anymore. My politics just don't fit in anywhere here. So I'm just gonna move and go where I'm happy. And it's
Yeah.
something that I wanted to do for a while anyway. So circumstances at the time kind of forced my hand anyway, and I just went ahead and pulled the trigger and went and left. And
It's the first
so
man.
uh it just sucks that you even have to experience that, and all you guys are experiencing that everywhere you go. I see constantly, and online, people not being able to get apartments or not being able to get jobs because right now when people do run a thing, all your records have to need to be expunged completely.
Yeah.
So when they do background checks on you guys and stuff like that, um that shit doesn't, it
You
comes
know,
up
but
as
here's
expunged.
here's the biggest problem. And so background checks and all that, that's great. But so I was a bartender for 15 years. I ran bars and I also ran gyms. And like when I was hiring for the bar, and I guarantee you most bars do this, they don't care about background check. But you know what
True.
they're going to
Yeah,
do?
true.
They're going to Google your ass. Well,
Yeah,
guess what if you Google me? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
they don't need a background check. They don't
yeah,
need, it's irrelevant. And
yeah.
that's where people are going to get stuck.
Anything public with your name in pops up. Any damning evidence from the news, the Marxist state media with their bullshit, because there's a collusion between the media, the government, and whatnot, and big tech coming together to absolutely silence your voices and also put out these bullshit narratives on all of you guys, calling you guys insurrectionists and whatnot. And that has always kind of made me laugh. I'm like, you guys are using that word incorrectly, for
Yeah.
one.
Well, nobody
you
got
know
charged with insurrection. So that's the thing.
exactly. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
which I had that happen at the bar the other day. I was out, two guys sat beside me, and I guess they figured out who I was. And these guys were like 10 years older than me. So I mean they should know better than to just come at me. And the one
Yeah.
guy is just like, oh great, we're sitting next to a fucking insurrectionist. And I kind of chuckled a little bit because it was kind of funny, to be honest. Like the fact somebody
Right.
would have the nerve. And I just turned to him, I said, not for nothing, dipshit. We were pardoned and nobody was charged with insurrectionist. And
Yeah.
needless to say, they both sat there quiet as hell for 35 minutes until I left.
Yeah.
But it's just like that shouldn't even happen.
Yeah.
It
You guys
shouldn't
shouldn't
even
have
be a
to go through
thing.
that. You shouldn't have
How
to
do
go
they
through that.
know? Well, I don't understand. How do they know who you are?
I mean, I got We the People on my neck. I got 1776 on my hand, 3% on my hand. And again, so like these leftists, like when they dox you, like
Mhm.
they have your picture out all over the place and everything. Like, um,
But
it's crazy. Like I'm pretty sure these bars have my picture.
Right.
like that's how bad it is, though. Because I mean, I would expect that in like DC, but like seriously, like
It's because the colleges, because if you go 45 minutes away from here to kind of more rural area away from the colleges, it's not like that. But right here by UNC and Duke, yeah, it's definitely like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, our higher education institutions are no longer about higher education,
Yeah.
and it's about complete and total mass indoctrination. You don't even have to learn college is just, it's not even a function anymore. If you're not trying to be some sort of professional, like a doctor, nurse, lawyer, or something like that, college is a freaking engineer or something like that, or any of the STEM stuff. It's just a waste of time because you can get
Yeah.
a freaking 4-year degree in bowling, basket weaving, or the ones that are always make me laugh are fucking gender studies and everything like that. As it like don't like you
yeah,
need gender studies to know what
They
the
should
fuck you
cancel
are. I
all
mean,
that shit.
it's just
they're
that's
trying to.
starting to happen. They're trying to. Yeah, the administration is definitely trying to with executive orders. But I've actually, if you I've been paying attention. There are some big universities that are already starting to get rid of their DEI and stuff like that and
Mhm.
everything. And that's like a start, right? Like you have to
Yeah, for
start with
sure.
somewhere. But yeah, it's man, the Marxists have been embedded in our colleges since like I said, the late 19th century, early 20th century. They did what they did in Europe. Okay, but they knew that they needed to take a long time with us because of the way our government is set up and the way our country, our republic is set up, right? We don't have a democracy. We have democratic practices, but we're not a democracy, right? Like whereas in these European nations, they're actual true democracies where everything is done by mob rule, you know.
Right.
So they played the long game, man, and they're in our institutions right now, and our kids are freaking doomed.
Well, I mean,
Um,
and again, here it's I think these are probably some of the worst ones, but again, I'm kind of like behind enemy lines over here,
yeah,
and it's just it shouldn't be that way. I mean, I shouldn't have to watch my back every time I leave the house.
yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of like a walking conservative postcard with all my
So
prison
what?
patriotic
So what?
tattoos, but
So what? That should
Yeah,
mean
it
absolutely
doesn't
nothing.
matter.
That's still freedom of speech, man. We still have a constitution, and I'm fuck that to me. I don't really give a shit. Listen, didn't we all grow up? Many of us grew up, right? If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have to defend yourself or defend your friends and your family. Other than that, just keep your fucking mouth shut. So what? Someone's like you're sitting in a bar, you're minding your business, you're not fucking with anybody, you're not talking to anybody, you're a pretty big dude. So like, for other dudes to just come up to you and stuff like that, that's some ballsy shit in my opinion. It's like, well, actually it's lack of balls because, I don't think they were gonna fucking ever even to try to do anything. But again, they were in a group, so it was two guys. So they
well,
figured,
I
well, it's
think a
two of
lot of
us.
it is, you know, I think they want to have a got you moment because,
Yeah,
they're always the victim, so
right.
they're hoping that they can come and start some shit. It's gonna pop off, and then they can get me on a video,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, oh, look at him, he is the piece of shit that we said he was, and this, and I mean, that's what they're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to
It's
get
'cause
you
they
hemmed
have
up
all the
again,
wrong
right?
impressions of you, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
because they have
news
all the
has
wrong
made you,
impressions.
yeah, the news has made you guys out to be like, oh, they were just a bunch of rabble rousers that were, running around with sticks and beating up cops and, setting fires everywhere. And
Yeah.
who knows what
Yeah,
else. But I
killing
mean, that's what
killing
the
cops,
average
even though
person
no
thinks
cops
that.
died on January 6th, and so they still believe that. You could
Yeah,
listen
they really do
anytime
believe that
and
crap.
yeah, yeah, anytime
It's
either
still being
me,
spread though. Like, I
it's
mean,
true.
it's I mean, by these Democrat politicians, it's still being
Yeah,
spread. I mean, it's
yeah, they're
disgusting.
still
Oh yeah, all
any
the time.
any anytime like I post something with one of you guys or Scott posts something with one of you guys, boy, the haters come out quick when it comes. Anytime we have a J6 post on any of our fucking social medias, they come out so fast. But we got good followers. Our followers just chew them up anyway, and just absolutely rip them to shit and stuff. But they come out right away, and they still with the same bullshit narrative, okay, about it's an insurrection. Again, they're using the word incorrectly. You guys were, they killed cops and all this other stuff. It's like they didn't kill anybody. There wasn't one cop that died on January 6th.
So
The only
another
people
thing that
who,
happened in the building, I was in there when Ashley Babbitt got shot. I
mm,
was on the other side of the building, but
Mhm.
we not only heard the gunshot, but through the police radios, they were lying and trying to say one of us shot somebody.
right.
That's the
Actually,
BS they were trying to do.
that report actually came out, believe it or not. Right. So like because it was on because and now it makes sense because I remember that report coming out that, of course, because everybody thought you guys had weapons and stuff like that a J6er shot somebody when in reality it was the other way around. It was some punk bitch who fucking, shot a woman who wasn't even trying to stop people from breaking stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, and if you watch any of the videos, she's not going through that window to do anything. She's going through that window because she's getting crushed.
yeah.
Okay, so she's trying not to
Yeah.
fucking get hurt. So she steps through that window, and he went ahead and fucking killed her because he's a pussy and stuff like that. And
I mean,
he's
she's
gotten away with it.
obviously a veteran. She's also 5'1" and was unarmed. I mean, that it's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, again, all the video that I seen was her actually trying to stop people from breaking stuff and
Yeah.
everything. Because there's this one fucking Fed that's sitting there breaking the window and stuff like that. Because he disappears, by the way. Every video I've seen of somebody doing some sort of destruction, not one of those people that at least that I've seen, there's some people that just disappeared.
Yeah.
Like we don't know who they
Mhm.
are, we don't know where they went and stuff like that. They were able to find people who were fucking 10 miles away from the Capitol, okay, and charge them for shit. But these guys that we have clearly on video with facial recognition nowadays, we don't know who these fuckers
Mhm.
are.
Yep.
That's because they were
No
feds,
idea.
you know.
Yeah.
Now we know
They
that,
weren't even
that
there.
yeah, yeah. Now we know that the Fed CIs were causing trouble and stuff like that among you guys. Inciting stuff. We knew the Ray Epps of the world were there. We even know that the fucking Ukrainian special forces were on the ground of all fucking things. You know what I'm saying? So like, how's this shit not a setup with everything that was going on? And it didn't really become, from what I seen, it didn't become violent until they started hitting people in the face with fucking canisters with flashbangs and shit
Exactly.
like that. Other
Again,
than that,
it was antagonized either by the Capitol Police officers or from the antagonizers they dropped into the crowd. It was
yeah,
That's how it was. It wasn't anytime you saw anybody doing anything crazy, they weren't a patriot. They just
right,
weren't. And then you heard, so you hear all this about, assaulting police officers. So there was a guy there that was NYPD for 25 years. He got assault on a police officer charge and got 10 years. So he had a flagpole in his hand. The cop hit him in the face and he pushed him back with the flagpole. So again, he got 10 years and they told him that he should know better because he's a cop. So they're making an example out of him. That's the type of shit
right,
they were doing.
right. Well, again, this was an operation to make you all examples so that the rest of us would fucking comply. Okay, like Scott was saying, this was during COVID. They didn't want people out there. They were still fucking locking people down and stuff like that in the Marxist states because all the red states were doing just fine.
Yeah.
They were wide open and they were open for business and everything. And it was a scare tactic to the rest of the population to ensure that we didn't step out of line during this administration. So, during the last administration rather.
Yeah.
Uh, so it just fucking sucks, man. That all you guys had to go through this stuff and everything. And again, the only people who died on January 6th were actual J6ers.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know, um,
and even the aftermath of all this, like, I'm happy I'm out of prison, but, when I got out, I didn't sleep for like 3 weeks. Um, well, that's not completely true. The very first night I freaking crashed. And then after
right,
that, I did sleep for like 3 weeks. And it's
right,
just, I couldn't. I would slightly fall asleep. I had been staying in my sister's basement, which go figure has no windows. So guess what it looks like?
yeah,
Fucking
right,
prison. And even when I did start sleeping, I wake up in the morning, and when you first wake up, you're not fully awake yet, and like I would
yeah,
like be like, oh shit, where what I'm saying, like it would throw me off.
Flashback. Yeah.
Um, and some people listen to like sleep music to fall asleep and stuff like that. Well, I was so used to the prison being so loud, like I bought a Bluetooth speaker, and I mean, I'm listening to fucking Five Finger Death Punch and Avenged Sevenfold to go to sleep. I mean, like
you
that's
need
what's
loud
playing on
noise.
my speaker all night long, and that's what finally has got me to the point to where I can actually get some rest.
Right. Yeah, that first night that when you got out and everything and you were partying, that was the decompression, is what it was. Being in somebody's, being in a home, being with family, being around, just in a stable environment. Even if it's semi-stable, your body just decompressed at that moment and you crashed. Just said
Yeah,
enough. If you're just joining us tonight, he's actually getting ready to go here soon because he is going to get on the road. Uh, to leave the Marxist fucking city that he's in, to go live with one of his boys who's also a J6er, like he explained. We are with Josh Pruitt. His information is in the description. All his contacts are there, his link tree, his Instagram, and a link to his book, which is being sold on Amazon right now, called Trumped Up. We went over it a little bit briefly. Just please make sure you guys take a look at it, and, let's help this brother out. Let's help this patriot out and do what we can, So if you got anything you want to plug before you go, brother, I know you got to get going.
Yeah, I mean, please buy the book. We're trying to get back on our feet. On another note, I'm sorry that I'm having to cut this short because I could sit here for hours and run my mouth. Trust me. So if there's ever another opportunity, let me know and we'll make it work.
Hey man, open invitation, brother. You guys all have that. If you got something you want to come on and talk about, it doesn't even have to be J6 stuff, brother. If you got something you're doing, you're working on or whatever, and you want to just, want to shout it out, you can just
Yeah.
hit me or Red Day up on Instagram. I'm BigRedOneGuy. He's Reddaywalker 2. Red_Daywalker, right? Is that how it is, Scott? And then 2.0 um
Mhm.
on Instagram. Just DM one of us, brother, and we'll bring you back, man.
Now I am
By all means.
getting my own podcast in the next few weeks, and that's with Voice
Nice.
of the People USA Radio. Um,
Nice.
Same concept as here. You can say whatever the hell you want, which is why I'm jumping on with them. So that's just,
Nice.
things to come. It'll be on my social media.
Good, man. That's good, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got to come back then, and you got to let us know how that's going.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
because
not for
we always like.
nothing. This is better therapy for me than, going and seeing a therapist. Sitting here talking like this helps me more than anything.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Anytime,
we're,
man.
we're always we're always down to talk to you about this stuff, man. You can again, brother. You can fucking reach out. You can reach out to me anytime you want, man. Seriously, if you ever just need to vent, um, you hit me up, brother, and
All right,
and
bet.
and fucking let it out. Seriously, man. I can tell you as someone who has PTSD, as well, being a combat veteran and whatnot. I know how that shit is about needing a needing an outlet to vent. I don't do fucking groups very well, and I never have. Um, for me, it's like usually a one-on-one thing. So, uh, if you need to talk seriously, brother, you come back and you let me know. You
All
just
right, I
hit me up and say,
appreciate that.
Eric, I need to talk, man. I need to vent, and I'll just listen to you, brother. Seriously. But yeah, come back again. Let us know what's going on with your podcast. Uh, we definitely wanna hear how that's going. I think that should be pretty interesting. Uh, you know, free speech is what it's all about, man. That's what it was all about on January 6th. That's what it's about right now. We are a free speech platform, as you see. We're not silencing you. You say whatever it is that you want. But we drop f bombs. We do whatever the hell we need to get the message out. Our channel and our viewers are we have all truth tellers and truth seekers in their own right. So, we always want to bring the truth tellers on to let people know. So definitely, hit us up when you get going again. And like I said, if you got something else you want to do, just hey, I need to talk about something. Come on, bro. We'll bring you on. Seriously.
All right, bet.
All right, man.
All
Well,
right, I
safe travels
appreciate it,
tonight, brother.
guys.
Yep.
Safe travels tonight, brother. All right. God bless you, man. And be safe, man.
All right, God bless you guys. Have a good
All
night.
right, brother.
God bless you.
Well, America, that was Josh Pruitt, J6 political prisoner, with his story. Again, his what do you call it? All his connections are in the description. All his links. You got a link to his Instagram page, a link to his link tree for his other social medias, and a link to his book, which is up on Amazon. Again, it's just fucked up. These things that these guys, it's the same old shit, man. Every time we hear this
Yeah.
story,
Every time.
it's just it's just fucked up, man.
I don't get it.
He's gone now, but I'm gonna put this up. Josh, you have been in our thoughts and prayers the whole time, always will be. Rogue Nina, you're a special breed. Love yous, hun. Well, let's say what's up to some people. Let's say what's up to Rogue Nina. One and only Blondie is with us. The one and only Jonathan Stevie doing his thing for us as usual. If you're on Rumble, please say hello to us. We want to know who you are. Uh, you know, and we just say what's up to us. And we get a lot of people talking on YouTube, but we'd like to interact with you guys on Rumble as well. We can see
Yeah.
the Rumble chat in the studio.
You
So
want
if you guys want to
Do you
drop
want to know
something, by
why
all means
though?
do.
You want to know
What's
why?
that?
Because did you hear what happened today? There's an
What
extra
happened today?
incentive now. There's a there was a big announcement today. Several large podcasters are
Hmm.
abandoning YouTube completely.
I saw that. I thought I saw Steven Crowder. I saw was one of them. Um,
He's
I
probably
didn't
the
see who else,
biggest.
but yeah, I saw Steven Crowder abandoning him because I know
Yeah.
he's getting paid on Rumble right now. He signed a
He might
he
be
did
the
that
only
like a
one.
year or two ago.
They're not
He
all
signed a
getting
deal with
paid,
them a
but
year or two ago.
yeah. But Tim Pool, Russell Brand, the
Tim Pool's leaving
quartering,
YouTube, really?
completely.
Yeah,
Viva
he
Frey.
huh. Well, that's a lot of money
They're all,
that
but not only that, not just leaving. They actually have to send this picture to you. I took a screenshot.
mm,
They're actually going to have daily programming on Rumble for the first time, where basically one podcast is just going to like bleed into the next.
okay,
It's
I
going to keep.
gotcha.
It's almost like basically like a channel.
Right. I gotcha.
And you know,
I see. So
there's something you.
all the big names that are leaving YouTube, they're gonna have a channel for them to
Yeah.
so you can see them one right after the other. Um,
Mhm.
I'm actually
They're all going to have a time slot
yeah,
every
yeah.
day.
The based
So
blondie. Jonathan got it up. He said Pool, Viva Fry, Russell Brand, the quartering. Quartering's leaving too,
yep.
huh? And Crowder.
Yeah, he's giving it up.
It's a lot of money they're giving up, man. Like I said,
Yep.
they must have signed some deals over at Rumble
Um, the
because that's a
the
lot of money,
quartering
man. They got
insisted
big followings.
the the quartering insisted that he's not getting paid. He's
Uh,
insisted on his because I watched his podcast today. He insisted that he's
uh-huh.
not getting paid. But I mean, I gotta believe that what's his name? I had to believe it's Crowder is because Crowder's so fucking huge.
Yeah, and
Um,
he went over to Rumble. Remember the whole thing that happened with the Daily Wire? When that fell through, he signed a deal with Rumble.
yeah,
So like that's how I know at least Steven Crowder. I know that he what do you call it? Uh, he's definitely got
yeah.
a
So
deal
I'm just
over there.
saying,
He has to have.
I, I actually gave up. I gave up all of my like political followings or follower people that I followed. I if they
Hmm.
had a Rumble page, I followed them on Rumble and I just unfollowed everybody on YouTube like a while ago, probably
Mm,
like a year and a half ago. And
yeah,
little by little, more and more are coming over to Rumble. And it's they,
yeah,
they did it like this strategically because YouTube was going to feel it because these
yeah,
are some like the biggest live podcasters that they have.
yeah. It's gonna force a change, and it's gonna have to force a change in YouTube, is what it is. Well, I know,
Yep.
Google itself, by the way, is they're under like some shit. They're gonna be
Mhm.
forced to give up Google Chrome. It looks like the government is just really really coming down um on them. You know, and it's just and that started under the Biden administration, but the Trump administration did
Oh yeah.
he didn't lay off of it. He's just like, no, keep doing it, keep what do you call it, going after them. So, yeah, that's gonna be a lot. I know. Like I actually got an alert from Rumble. I think if I get another 50, what do you call it, followers, I can be part of the creator program on Rumble. I'll have
There you
like
go.
100. You
It's
need 100
50.
followers. Yeah, that you need 100 followers. It's nothing like YouTube. YouTube, I need a fucking I need like
Dude,
3,000 followers. Yeah, it's
mention it
crazy.
on your mention it on your Instagram. You know how you put those same slides up every morning on your Instagram?
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously, every morning put a slide up saying, "Hey, are you following me on Rumble?"
Yeah,
Just
yeah, I
it
agree.
takes
I'm gonna have to
every
start doing
day.
that. See, but here's my only thing though, right? Like they have this one thing that says, um, I would have to do at least one or two videos or something specifically for Rumble Premium subscribers, and I don't feel like I should do that. I just like what am I gonna do that for? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take away
Mhm.
from the people who watch me every fucking Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and if they don't have Rumble Premium, you got to pay for Rumble Premium. So like
Yeah.
I got to look into that more because I know I can become part of their creator program. I can get
Mhm.
ads and shit like that and start making money, but I don't want to fuck my viewers either. I don't want
No.
them. It's almost like they're doing some shit that if you see it, take a look at it, bro. Just take a look at the Rumble
Well, I mean,
creator
I think
program.
that
Maybe if somebody else explains it to me, maybe I'm not fucking reading it right. You know what I'm saying?
um, maybe
You know,
How many followers
um,
do you have right now
on all right. So
on Rumble?
total almost 60 because I have that issue with my user profile, which I've been trying to
Yeah,
hide forever, so that just the channel comes up because you can hide your
yeah,
user profile. That's what's happening is people are seeing it looks like I have two channels, but it's not. The one that has my logo is my user profile, and then the channel has the little cartoon, picture and stuff like
right,
that. So that's the one that has my link in the link tree and all that other stuff.
yeah.
So that if you click on my link in my link tree from my Instagram page, um it goes or from it goes directly to what do you call it it goes directly to my channel where I broadcast. You know what I'm saying? It goes to the one with the 53 followers or whatever it is that I have. um yeah, 53 followers. So like I set it up that way so that because I keep telling people when I throw up an alert on Instagram, here are the YouTube and Rumble links. I want to make sure that when they click on my link tree, it goes to where it needs to go to. But I can't for whatever reason hide it. And I clicked the thing to hide it. There's an option for you to hide your username, but Rumble still fucking hasn't hit it for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not
That's
an
what
expert as I'm not an expert on
yeah,
uh how to get like
yeah,
monetized and things like that. Um,
yeah, no, I'm actually, I like by the way, I like the fact that Rumble's like, man, all you need is 100 followers and we'll take care of you at that point, right? And you can get monetized and stuff like that. Then and that means they'll run ads on your things, which they do anyway, but you actually make money off the ads. Like they do that anyway,
yeah.
right? Um but I think you can also set up a merch store and everything like that. You can do everything that you do that YouTube lets you do in the paid partner program. Now, essentially, you can do on Rumble Creator once you just get 100 followers. You don't need a set amount of time or anything. You need it's within the month that they opened it up because it's from February to the end of March. It's you have to have like 30 videos in that time, which I have easily. That's easy and stuff like that. So, but it's not even watch time. It's just like a 30 videos posted stuff, which is that's an easy thing. 3 a week, so we should have no problem with that. Um, but again, I read something that it was. Here, let me pull that shit up. Hang on, and I'll read it to you, and then you can tell me what the fuck that means because the way I read it was that what do you call it? Count. Oh, dashboard. That's where I gotta go. Sorry. All right, it says once you gain 100 followers, you'll be eligible to enroll in the Rumble Creator Program. So I click on the Learn More. It says the Creator Program is an opportunity for creators to tap into new ways to make money on Rumble. Rumble is allocating a portion of its profits from Rumble Premium subscribers based on the value the creator will contribute. So these are just the requirements. Must have 100 total followers. Must have streamed at least 30 hours via the Rumble Studio in the last 30 consecutive days. Creator must have had an active Rumble Premium account at the time, which I do. Ongoing enrollment is it's going to run throughout 2025, so that's a good thing. So
So you do need a premium
minutes what
account.
yeah, which I have that already. So but as a creator, you got to have a what do you call it, a premium account, which I do. And it says starting March 1st, minutes watched. Creators will get paid a portion of allocated funds based on the watch time of their original content. New Rumble signups. Creators will get compensated for new users brought to the Rumble platform. User registrations will be attributed to the creator if the sign up happens by clicking the sign up button on the creator's video or channel. All right. New subscribers. Rumble can track the source of all Rumble Premium signups. Correct. And it will be attributed to the creator. So essentially, if they sign up through your page and whatnot while watching your stuff, you get that. So here are the requirements. Uh, uh, Here, this is what it is. It says the above program monetization opportunities will only begin to get tracked for compensation starting on March 1st, 2025. Any minutes watched or signups prior to that won't count. In order to remain in the program, the creator must stream 30 hours between the 1st of March and the 30th. I might not even have that actually, because if it's between that time, I don't think. Well, yeah, I should have it. Anyway, in addition, 5 hours of content of the 30, 5 hours of the content must be streamed to Rumble Premium. This is the thing. That's the issue. This means that the content will only be viewable to Rumble Premium subscribers. You can watch a tutorial on that. So that's my issue, man. Like I don't want to shortchange our viewers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right to me. Here Scoop says, bruh, Daywalker was funny as fuck the other day with Tom Lee Booze. Bruh got a base sense of humor. And it looks like the one and only Blondie is once again banned.
And on Instagram
Yeah.
or YouTube.
Scoob is saying that you don't get enough credit. When he said he felt like a Muppet, I choked on a mouthful of Chinese food. Yeah, that was a funny show, man. Okay. With Tom Lee Booze, that shit was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And and for all of you who enjoyed that show with us, he's actually going to be back with us on the 28th. He's going to be part of our Patriot panel. He wants to come back and hang with us on Friday night. He enjoyed you guys, and he enjoyed the back and forth and the comedy that we had going on, and obviously the serious discussion we had going on with him too. So he's coming back to hang with us, and we're trying to put together a pretty decent Patriot panel for you guys for this month. But yeah, so that's my issue with the whole thing with Rumble, man. Like it sounds great, but like five hours of my shows, like so 5 shows essentially I have to, you know, I don't know, I guess maybe I can do maybe the Wednesday shows, which I only do an hour. But see again, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fucking do that to people. They shouldn't have to pay to listen
You
to
have to
us. You
do.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I didn't understand that that's what it meant, to be honest.
Yeah.
The people
Okay,
would
but
need to subscribe.
yeah, so like from what I read, am I making sense then? Am I reading that correctly? Did you hear it the same way I read it?
I hear what you're saying, and at the same time, every time I'm listening to somebody on Rumble, they say that you don't have to pay to subscribe. You don't have to pay to watch
No,
them.
no, you don't. You don't have to pay to subscribe. Same thing on YouTube. You don't have to pay to subscribe to somebody's thing. It's for instance, if you want to go ad free, you have to pay
Mhm.
Rumble Premium.
Right.
It's same thing like YouTube. Like if you want YouTube has the YouTube Premium. If you want to go ad
Mhm.
free, you know what I'm saying? And Rumble
Right.
does the same thing. And as a
Yeah.
creator, I did the
As
Rumble
much as I
Premium
love that,
because
it's like, meh. I
yeah,
I thought about that.
um, I'm actually thinking about that from off my Rumble page about locals. I got to look into that a little bit more, Scoob. Um, I'm trying to do that. So, hey fam, if you're just joining us again, it's Reddaywalker and I closing out the night with you guys on a Friday night. Well, we're not closing out yet, but we had Josh Pruitt with us earlier, J6 political prisoner, telling us his story in the first hour of the show. And so you can always go back and take a listen to it. All his links are in the description. And while you're at it, please, fam, we need you on the Discord. We need you guys talking to us. Jonathan posts daily, he posts articles in there and stuff like that. You can do the same thing. It's free. There's no charge to sign up for Discord for the channel. Again, I've told you guys that I'm not trying to charge you guys for shit. If you guys want to donate, there's a buy me a coffee link at the top of the chat. You can do that and help the channel that way. But that's up to you. Uh, Discord is free, guys. I know some people do. They have like a pay. Some people do Discord and in Patreon and shit. And they got these tiers and stuff like that in order to get certain things. Um, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do that to people for us, bro. I refuse to do that, man. And look, I'm gonna lose out. I'm gonna lose out on money, right? Because people keep telling me you should do subscriptions, you should do this, which is what creators do, right? Like they do these things, okay? But like I just, I
Maybe
guess
after
I'm,
they have
shame
like
on.
a following. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Maybe after they have like a big enough following.
yeah, maybe. But again, I just we'll have to discuss that because I feel like people should be able to listen to us for free, bro. We
Mhm.
try to give them
Well, they
information.
they
Go
try to
ahead,
give
man.
them they try to give them extras is what they try to do.
Yeah.
It's like they have some part of it's here, but then the rest of it is somewhere else. And
Yeah, like for instance, I know Tim Pool would do like the first 2 hours of a show on YouTube, and then the next hour would be on his
right,
website, his webpage,
yeah,
right? Like you would have to go over
hmm
there and what do you call it?
Yeah, and he's still
So
doing
I don't
that
know.
too. He's still
Yeah,
doing
he's
that
still
on
and
Rumble.
people and I
He,
know people. Listen, I know people will pay for it, but like I don't know, man. I feel like we're still for the people, bro. Try, especially nowadays, man.
I
Everybody's hurting
mean,
financially.
yeah, at some point, I guess at the point where it becomes less of a hobby and more of a, well, this is sort of like my becoming like a full-time gig. That's when
Yeah.
you have to kind of look at it and be like, well,
Well,
that's why when I
right now
hate
it
it
is
when
a
people, yeah, right now it's still just basically like a hobby, you
well.
know.
It's
Um,
becoming a full time thing for me because I don't got shit going on.
uh, the thing is that, like, I hate it when people say, oh, like when they say, like, what do you call it? Like when people start charging for things,
Yeah.
um, and they start calling them like things like grifters. I'm like, they're not a grifter. They have to earn a living.
No, no,
I
it's
understand.
business, man. Yeah, it's business.
Yeah, it's
I
like
get that. I
you
don't.
do this, you do
I
this 40 hours a week, and it's not just the, like
yeah,
Tim
yeah, yeah.
Pool. It's not just the 2 hours he does at nighttime.
No, no, no,
He does
no.
like a ton of shit. He has a lot of prep work, and there's a lot of other shows that he's
Yeah,
involved with. He's producing.
facts. Yeah,
Um,
facts. And he pays people. He's
so
got like a staff that he has to pay and everything like that.
he's got a staff. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
How do you think that all gets taken care of?
yeah, it creates jobs. No, I get that. Bro, I understand that, man. Like, again, I agree with you 100%. It's not grifting. Okay. I know people, oh, it's a grift.
Oh yeah,
No, man.
no,
It's
it's
what
not.
people are doing this shit 40 hours a week plus. Actually, it's more than that. Then it's a job for them. And, they need to make money doing it. Right. So, like,
Hmm.
they have to take the
Yep.
steps to make money to do it, and stuff. So,
It's just a process. It's just like building any sort of a business.
oh,
You
correct.
don't
You're right about that.
you don't just start off with 50 employees and a big income
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
It's
No, I
it's
know.
a time investment more than anything else.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, right now, like I said, I obviously enjoy doing this. I enjoy us hanging out on Mondays and Fridays, and shooting the shit, talking to people and stuff like that, and everything, bringing people on, uh, and whatnot. So, like, I just enjoy that anyway. But,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, I do want the show to grow. Obviously, um, yeah, you're absolutely correct, Jonathan. Most people don't understand basic economics and business. Yeah, I don't hate on the people who are making money and charging subscriptions and all that stuff. It's not me hating on them. It's just I get it. They're running a business, they're doing this shit full time, they have to make money. It is the only
Hmm.
way that they're going to make money is by doing those things. And having merchandise and stuff like that. But that's my whole thing with the Rumble creator thing is that it's the 5 hours of whatever of the 30 hours have to be specifically for Rumble premium members.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that takes away from your following. If you have a vast following that aren't part of Rumble Premium, right? And they don't want to pay for that stuff. Um, you know, hang on. When YouTube monetizes, you can have members only live streams for after hours. I think you can sell them as cheap as 99 cents a month or something. Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, yeah. Once you get into the paid partner program, you can do different things. Um, for subscribers and stuff like that. Um, but and if you look at the big YouTubers that have subscribers, they have different tiers and whatnot. Listen, if I'm fortunate enough to get to that point where I'm being monetized and I have to consider that, I will absolutely let you all know. I'm not just gonna hit you guys with that shit, But right now, it's all information is free. So we just want you guys to continue to come here, continue to hang with us on Mondays and Fridays and Wednesday nights, and continue to listen to the people that we bring on, who bring in their own stories and whatnot. And again, the Discord is it's a great place for us to dialogue with each other. Um, we have a lot of good sections in the Discord and whatnot that Jonathan put together, which is pretty cool. Obviously the introductions and then announcements is just every time a video is put up, a general chat for you guys to just, say what's up. News and politics always. Jonathan is always dropping stuff in there. You can drop stuff in there once you become a member. You got any political theory you want to talk about? If you have some channel suggestions, you want us to add a different text channel in the Discord, right? There's voice channels for you guys to talk about shit. We even got an entertainment section. We got music, memes, movies, TV shows, pet pictures, Throw your favorite shit in there so we can talk about that stuff. And then we got a venting station and prayer requests. So, it's a pretty solid thing that Jonathan put together. He did that shit off on the fly. I was talking to him. I was like, "Hey man, I want to put a Discord together. I don't even know how to do that." And he's like, "I got you, fam." And he did 45 minutes later. He's like, "Hey man, it's up." I was like, "What? What do you like?" He didn't even respond to me. He just he just put it up and fucking he's like, "Yeah, it's up and running. Go to here, check it out." I was like, "Okay." That's Jonathan, man. He just does it. He just does this shit, bro. He doesn't waste any time. Um, so, but yeah, I'll think about that, Scott. I agree with what you're saying, man. If it gets to the point where I'm doing this shit 40 hours a week, if I'm going 5 days a week, I have to figure out how to get paid doing this, and then things change at that point.
If it gets to that point, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so now you make complete sense with that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
So,
Jonathan says I enabled video on the voice channels too, so you guys can do watch parties. No shit. Ha. We're gonna have to talk about that, Jonathan. I'm gonna give you a call over the weekend. You're gonna have to. Yeah. Red Day. We can do Scott. We can do a fucking watch party on the Discord, bro.
oh yeah,
Yeah, we can
cool, killer.
pick a movie or some shit and fucking or whatever, and watch it together. I mean, we do things political watch parties on here. Shit, that's how
Yeah.
I started off. I was doing lives with Trump rallies and stuff like that, or when he was on
Hmm.
X with Elon or his debates and stuff like that. But we can, you know, when we did our watch party for us too was obviously what do you call it election night and inauguration.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
All right, brother. I'll hit you up after 7 o'clock
Okay.
tomorrow. That way I don't take up the full weekend for you, bro. But yeah, you gotta let me
Sure.
know. But yeah, we should that's something we should think about, Scott. You know. But you got obviously, my schedule's open, so it's more fucking what your schedule is to do something like that.
Yeah. Maybe special occasions.
Yeah, yeah, you know. Um uh he says the watch party is good for not getting taken down. Yeah, yeah. Copyright shit and everything. So you can do that in Discord without any worries about copyright stuff, Jonathan?
It's news to me. I didn't realize it was
I
that
didn't know that.
simple.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So we can actually watch something and have people watch because in the watch parties, then they in the chat, they're commenting on shit and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you have a Discord, but if you do, fucking sign up, bro.
I have to look into it. I'm on so many things, but yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah,
I just
I'll
didn't really
talk
know
to.
anything about it.
Yeah. I didn't either. Jonathan teaches me shit all the time about this stuff. Scoop says, he says, "Bruh, Jonathan's a moving, breathing computer like Professor Xavier." It's true,
I know.
man.
Before you even
Jonathan is,
finish your thought, he's already on it.
yeah. It's true. He's already on it. Before you even finish it, he's like, up, fucking. What was the name of the machine that Professor X used? Uh, shit. Oh man, my X
Cerebro.
Men fucking Cerebro. There you
Cerebro.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jonathan is like Cerebro, man. He's just on shit all the time. Yeah, I'll talk to him about that, man. Cause then maybe we can do that for our viewers. You know what I'm saying? If we can come up with
Hmm.
something to watch with them and stuff like that, or let them suggest what they want to
Hmm.
watch. And then we'll fucking watch it. Might be something we never even saw. Uh, and we might hate it or we might not. And if we hate it, we're gonna let you guys know, guys. So if we start doing this watch party shit and you suggest something that's fucking terrible,
I
we're gonna
will.
let you guys know. We're still gonna love you, but we're gonna Scott and I will
I
let you
will.
know.
'Cause I'm a big movie snob. I will tear it apart.
Yeah, I will absolutely
If it's a
fucking wreck
movie,
it.
I will rip it apart.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk to Fam. I'm gonna talk to Jonathan a little bit more about it. We obviously got to see how Red Day's schedule is. He is a busy dude. Uh, and then we'll see if we can. The more of you guys that sign up, the more of these watch parties every now and then we can do and fucking laugh together at something, or get pissed off at something together. Actually, I know something that we can do, bro.
So,
I downloaded the because I purchased it, the War on Truth, the J6 movie that Nick Searcy did. We can start with that, and some of the what do you call it? Yeah, some documentaries and shit we can watch with them. But again, we'll have to figure it out. Uh oh, you got it from Zia? Says I got the idea from Zia because she does watch parties for movies with her members. Yeah, bro, you gotta put me on to that. Yeah, I know she does watch parties. I didn't realize she did it on her Discord. Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow, man. We'll talk about that, and we'll bring that up to I'll bring it up to Red Day and see what he thinks. But yeah, bro, we can. I have the again, I have the War on Truth movie that I purchased, and then I have an Epic Times subscription. So Epic Times has a lot of great documentaries, man. Um, that they do, and I got both J6 movies uh on there that we can freaking delve into and stuff like that. And then obviously we can do regular movies too. Uh,
mm,
Scoop wants to do. He says need some comedy watch parties with the two of you. That way you and I could. Scoop gets a anytime you and I are laughing on the show. Scoop says it cracks him the fuck up. He says he has a good time. He listens. He laughs his ass off when you and I are laughing about shit.
I don't do it enough.
Yeah. So it's
Like,
basically a screen share. So think Microsoft Teams. Okay. I've used Teams enough, so I know. Or doing a
um,
presentation on Teams. Yeah, I've used Teams. We'll talk about it, bro. And if you can get a little bit more info from Zia on that one, I'd appreciate that and how she's got that shit going. Um, yeah, and we'll see if we can get a watch party going. But again, you guys got to sign up on a Discord. You guys got to become members. It's completely free. There's no fucking. You're not paying for anything on there. And then we'll see if we can coordinate a watch party with you guys and just have you guys come hang with us and we'll watch a few documentaries on some shit that we like, and then we'll watch some funny movies and other stuff, and but you guys can give us suggestions too, and you could do that in the Discord. All right. Well, Jonathan says he's been in her watch parties. All right, so Jonathan knows how to do all that shit.
right?
Ugh.
As long as
What
they're
you
all
got going on
PG.
this weekend, brother? What'd you say?
So long as they're all PG.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
PG
I'm just,
7.
I think there's some St. Patty's Day shit we're gonna go to tomorrow. Just
Okay.
unwind. But that's it. I'm fit. This week just wore me out. I'm just like so behind with like everything.
Right.
It seems like I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So after I have a few beers tomorrow, I'm gonna try to catch up.
Yeah, you just reminded me I got to go out and go get some beer tomorrow. So for Monday's show, I got to make sure I have a beer for St. Patty's Day.
That's right.
For the St. Monday is St. Patty's Day, fam. So we
Mhm.
we are we're supposed to have Luke Coffee. I am trying to confirm with him. He hasn't responded to me. But if Luke Coffee's not here, you will get me and Reddaywalker, and we probably will fucking make a funny night out of it, especially if we're drinking beer on the show.
Sure.
um, but in case you just joined us, if you were with us last Friday, we had the real Tom Lee Booz with us. He will be back with us on March 28th for the Patriot panel. He enjoyed hanging out with you guys in the chat. He enjoyed hanging out with Red Day and I. And, he wants to come and be part of the Patriot panel, which we want him anyway. He's a British patriot who loves his country, but he's done with it. And, like, if you watch the show, he's ready to come to the U.S. anyway because he wants to get
Sure.
pew pews too. He wants to get a citizenship
Mhm.
and get pew pews because he can't do that in he's a veteran as well, so he definitely wants to get his
That's
shit
crazy.
together and live in a
Yeah, he
state.
needs
And
them.
yeah, and like what he said like for the mortgage that he's paying for his home, he's like that same
Mhm.
mortgage. in Tennessee is with like 20 acres of land. He was like, "Holy shit!" And I
Mm,
was like, "Yeah, man, it's you can get a lot of land for a pretty good
yeah, he
price."
wouldn't even know what to
And
do with himself.
no, he doesn't have to do shit. The house would be already made. Uh, if you might have to fix up the house if it's one of those, but in many cases now you got even on a 20-acre plot, you got a pretty nice house.
Yeah. Oh, it could be
You
a
know,
very nice house. And even
yeah,
if you don't, who cares if you got 20 acres around you?
yeah, yeah. If I had 20 acres of land, bro, I'd have a nice
You don't
range
need a
set
big
up in the
house.
back. Yeah,
Hmm.
I would put in a nice berm fucking range in the back for me to
Yep.
freaking shoot and all that other stuff and everything.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would be pretty dope. Start learning how to do some homesteading shit. That's what we got to do,
Yep.
man. We got to do a homesteading episode and bring somebody on who homesteads.
I know
You
some
know
people.
anybody?
I do.
I think I know somebody too. I got to see if she's available. But if you know some people, we should do a homesteading episode, man. That'd be a good one to do. To tell people how to
Hmm.
fucking, you know, do their own shit.
Exactly. Everything
You
from
know,
growing your own shit to livestock and everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We should. Yeah, if you got a few people, let's bring them on, man. We could do like a panel out of it, cause right, cause they'll probably each have something, to fucking what do you call it?
Hmm.
Talk about as far as their
Yeah.
homesteading experience. I think that would be a good one.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. So, but yeah, man, me, I don't have shit going on. I've got to clean out. I got to clean out my freaking bins. Continue to bin cleaning out the bins in my drive in my what do you call it? My garage, so I can get rid of shit. Now
Have
that I
fun
have the
before the
time to
weather
do it, I
starts
have
getting
no
warm.
excuse. Yeah, I got to do it before because it was almost 80 degrees today, and I was like, yeah, I got to get in there before it starts getting hot because that garage is gonna
Yeah.
get ridiculous.
It's gonna be 80 here tomorrow. So,
Oh yeah. So yeah, man.
oh,
But all right, man. Let's close it out for tonight and freaking
mhm.
enjoy the rest of our weekend and whatnot. I'll talk to Jonathan about the watch party shit, and
Yeah.
yeah, the my Discord link is on the page, bro. My YouTube page. So you should just join up just to be part of the Discord because then you could drop stuff like what you do on your Telegram. You could drop articles in the news and politics fucking thing and just drop it in there and stuff like that for people to take a look at. But we got to get more of you guys into the Discord to come hang with us so we can continue to have these conversations. Jonathan has brought up these thing with watch parties, which I mean, I've seen watch parties on other people's channels and whatnot, that we can actually do in the Discord and not have to worry about any copyright shit, which is good. Uh, Red Day and I will talk a little bit more about that,
Yeah.
behind the scenes, because he is a busy man and stuff like that. We got to make sure that he has the time to hang with us in one of those. Uh, hang on. Uh, Jonathan wants to know if you want him to make if he says he can give you your own channel too, bro, on
With
Discord.
me?
Yeah,
Well, let me check it out first. I don't want to commit to it if I'm not going to
yeah,
use it enough.
yeah. Well, if nothing else, just become a member on mine for now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, yeah. And then
It's tough keeping up a bunch of different pages.
I
I
know, I know. Yeah, it is. Like my
don't pay
my
I don't pay
Discord
enough
my
attention to
Discord
mine.
pops up. Yeah, my Discord pops up on my screen when I start my computer. That way I can at least see it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I can say what's up to people, see what articles Jonathan dropped in there. But yeah, we definitely. I'd like again. I want to get for me. The Discord is more for us to talk to each other outside of YouTube and Rumble. You know what I'm saying? So that
Mhm.
people can continue the dialogue with each other and not just wait for a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. They can do it any day of the week and say hello. Uh, that's how I talk to a lot of the other people. Uh, through Discord, I talk to a lot of the gamers and stuff like that through there. Uh, so Jonathan says that's what I mean. Like I can make a Red Day Thoughts channel in Big Red's. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, so what he's saying is on the Big Red One Guy's Patreon hangout, he can give you a channel and say, like what he said is like Red Day Thoughts things so that you can drop your stuff in that one specific thing and people can what do you call it can go check it out. So not give you a big page so you have to monitor. Well, he would monitor it anyway because he's modding mine because that's how he just
Yeah.
loves doing this shit. Jonathan likes he's got fucking his tentacles everywhere, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
He
I'd say
mods.
go creative, but by the time I get to it, I'd probably be a lot of thoughts after I do all my sweeps on all my other pages. Where I have like nothing to say.
But you know what I can do? Um, you know what I can do? I can take your stuff from Instagram because I have time
Mm.
and put it in there and put your stuff. Yeah. I'll talk to Jonathan over the weekend and see how we can do that. And that way you don't have to worry about it. And you know, him, me and Jonathan, well, he doesn't have Instagram, but I do. I can pull your shit and put it over there. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who has Instagram is in the Discord can click on it and go right to your page. So, because I've seen people do that. Like, again, my YouTube, all my YouTube stuff pops up there now, uh, which I need a little bit of help, Jonathan, with some of this stuff. So when I call you tomorrow, we'll, you know, because I want to do, right now it's an announcement every time we do a show, but I want to change my introductions when in the introduction page when people sign up. I want to make sure that their name pops up a little bit better and stuff. So I'm gonna have to let Jonathan help me out with that shit because I don't know how to do any of that. So, but yeah, I will. What do you call it? I'll work with him this weekend, bro, and see if we'll make a channel for you in the Hangout, and I'll move your stuff over there and just drop it in there. That way, you could also get traffic back to your Instagram page in case someone, you know what I'm saying, doesn't have if they're not following you on Instagram, but they're on Discord and they see your stuff, then they can freaking what do you call it? Go right to your page.
Sure.
All right. But all right, man, I will close us out.
Alrighty.
So are you hanging around or you're gonna dip out?
I'm gonna probably dip really soon.
Okay. Yeah, all right, man.
Yeah,
That's fine. If you gotta dip out, that's fine.
I got more work to do for crying out loud. I was watching my
I know,
emails
man.
come in as we've been chatting.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Like work like your business related?
yeah, business related work.
Oh, well yeah,
Watching them build up.
let's give your let's give you your time for that shit, bro.
Uh,
Uh, so yeah, man, I will see you on
Good
Monday, and I'll
chat
let you know
tonight.
probably yeah, I'll let you know by Sunday what's going on with
Okay.
Monday night. If not, it'll just be you and I, and we'll like what we always do, man. We overcome, adapt, and improvise, man.
Hmm.
That's
No
what we
matter what.
do. So yeah, all right, bro.
All right.
I will take us out. Well, America, that was another episode of Break the Machine podcast. We had Josh Pruitt here with us tonight, J6 political prisoner. All his links are in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe both on YouTube and Rumble, wherever you're watching at. Um, and click the link for the Discord, guys. Okay, we wanna make this Discord community a little bit bigger because it's your community, not just ours. And we want to have a place where we can have these discussions. We might even start having some watch parties there where we can watch some documentaries, watch some movies, comedy, whatever it is. And you guys can actually come up with suggestions of what it is we can do for a watch party. And if Red Day can't do it with us, I'll be there for you guys. He's a busy dude, so if he can't make a watch party, I'll still have the watch party with you guys, and we can we'll figure it out. But we need you guys to come together and join the Discord. It's completely free. You're not getting charged for anything. You're just becoming a member on my channel. That's it. And it's called Big Red One Guys Patriot Hangout. So Jonathan, drop that link one more time in there on our way out. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's a buy me a coffee link at the top of each chat. Please, anything you can do to help the channel grow will help. So with that said, I'm the Big Red One Guy signing out. And remember that together and only together can we break the machine. God bless you all. God bless America. And I will see you on Monday, fam. Have a good night.